My brothers, chando chako pisa manje. Rekiresi netunofana chimhanya mashino zvinongira zvimadhota zvasambodi. Kwandi hanzi zvazvimahare. But manje vachenjere manje kuisa masex food out of business because hapasina competition then. Anyway, moyo muchinombera paunoda. Hatidizve. Kumanje mukuru panext door pangu aizoiti noise akasvika akaona Adam naSteve vakati kwati vachisana. Sorry, vachidzisana zvavo. Kwandikwane chando. Katika hanzi muculture medu mane zvinhu zvinoera like my economic policy yegovernment yedu unoziva mutemo uchingoiswa ichibviswa mabhonoti achiiswa achibviswa enda ubvumidzwe kuti upikise kana kuti ubvunzewo kuti why apeno ini hangu zii semunhu asingapfeki skafu.
Hey, that was a lot.
Yo.
We need to ban this guy.
I need to put a disclaimer on that.
That guy, I'm just thinking we just take him off the show completely. Let's just fire this dude already because we can't even live like this no more, y'all. No way.
All right. You know what? Let's forget about that for a second.
Yeah.
We will get into it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another episode of Brothers with Voices. Thank you again for tuning in. We really, really value your support on this platform of ours. So yeah, as usual, I'm joined by my brothers as usual. Mr. Kudzi, what's cracking, bro? How you doing?
What's good, man?
Yeah.
Because
last time ndagatanga newe. And also Chris, the weird thing these days, I don't know what's going on.
He turned 1 year older last week. Let's give him his time.
Okay. Wow, yeah. All right, yeah. You are a man.
I'm a man now, yes. Yeah.
Well done, Castor. Well done. All right, so guys, just today, I think I want to talk about something pretty cool. A bit controversial, here and there. It'll be controversial in parts, but I think since we're going into culture in the last episode, we're talking a lot about lobola and the culture. We've lost culture, so I thought I'll just keep it kind of like in the same vein. But I'm now looking at. We want to discuss today my cultural taboos. Things that in general we as Zimbabweans, we won't speak about other cultures that we don't know much about. We can talk about our culture because it's ours. So yeah, we're going to be talking about our cultural taboos, things that we grew up learning, things that we kind of just know just by being Zimbabwean. So just a disclaimer, right, to all those watching. Listen carefully to all those watching. These
I feel like
no, this is serious though. Like, disclaimer, these are our opinions on how we grew up. We're Zimbabwean guys. So these taboos are our taboos. It doesn't apply to anyone else. This is just our stuff, our opinions, our thoughts. All right. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so let me ask a first question, just general. What do you guys would you identify as some of the taboos that we have in Zim? I'll start with you, Chris.
Now I don't think any man.
Yeah, because you were whining like a little just earlier.
All right. I mean, honestly, I would say that there's so many that we're surrounded within my life growing up. I'm going to my nitty gritty. So to kind of moms, I'm going to do that German when there were a lot of things that we faced also when we're in the society, particularly like at school, and also outside the school. You're talking about your social life. There were so many taboos. For example, I mean, I remember I had my ears pierced when I was younger. They pick up my earrings. Yeah. My mother hated it. Every time she would throw my studs from sort of a roof. But then I don't know, sort of a roof. But then, anyway, that's another story. But yeah, that was my problems. So that was one major issue that was always surrounded in me. And then another issue that always resonated. I mean, this is a very topical thing in Zimbabwe, which is taboo, is homosexuality. Unfortunately, has always been something that has never been accepted in our society. So that I would say also is a taboo in that sense.
Okay.
I would say, yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, shots fired. Oh,
I know sorry, it's just a question. Sorry,
okay, since you're so eager to talk, what other taboos do you think?
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Categorically. All right, cool.
I withdraw, Chris. I withdraw. Well, some of the taboos that I know is I mean, kutizira. So
okay.
if you like ukanumburi someone ever, then it's like seen as serious in life. You know, even in church, kana even you wakachata zvekutizisa then wakachata zvemuchato iye vanopinza baba ningi iwe uchiri kudzibrother. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That was a very big taboo that I grew up in, and of course I grew up in a boys' high school. And the kind of boys' high saga, you know, homosexuality was a big thing. Like
we'll get into that. We'll get into that. And yeah, no, we'll get into that. Yeah. So okay, so cool. Just some of the taboos that I mean, akawanda, that's the thing. Like in our culture, there's a lot of taboos. Like you're looking at you can't say not even like the serious ones. You can't say hey murkunyepa to a grown-up person, you know, amaya waro, you know, tandabot, so you know, stuff like that. If someone commits suicide, body viewing and rare mumba, you know, stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of taboos that were in our culture, but I don't want to go into all of them. I'm just going to concentrate on 4 specific ones, which may not be age-old taboos, but they're just taboos that I've just kind of noticed things that we don't as a society. Because my thought is, as a society, just like with what's going on right now with Black Lives Matter and all the movements that are going on right now in society, there's certain rules that you set in place. Let's just take it as our constitution. There's certain things that this is our moral compass. You know, this is what we believe in as a people, and this is when we run it. So there are a few things that I just noticed people do undercover because it's not in our social contract. But those are some of the things that I want to discuss with you guys today. So I'm going to start with something. I'm going to start with Chris on this one, because not because you were whining the last, but because you actually have contravened this taboo. All right, so I want to start with tattoos.
What did I do now?
I'm sorry. Let's talk about tattoos for like a quick second. That's like for me, that's like a taboo in our culture. Why do you have tattoos? Tattoos. Tell us. What do you feel about?
Man. Okay. I'll tell this as a story quickly. I'm sorry, I'm going to take your pitch and how to explain how I ended up being this type of person I am. I grew up in a society, like in a family where I had older brothers, like they were way, way older than me. My cousin brothers were way older than me. The only sibling that was close to me was my brother. He's 2 years older than me, right? The rest were like way, way older. So they ran a Tupac, drinking, you know, all that type of vibe. Man, we loved Tupac in our house. We loved gangster rap. We always was about that gangster rap. And I'm sure you know what gangster rap is associated with, like tattoos, cursing, you know, all that type of vibe, you know, sagging pants or whatever, you name it. That was me. I literally got my first tattoo at 13 years old. I was Form 1 when I got my first tattoo. It was on my left shoulder.
That's early, bro.
Yeah, and not to be named, my tattoos that day. Actually to actually go and do it.
I just want to clarify on certain things. I'm very attentive.
But in total now, I think I have about 15, 16 tattoos now. It has become something that I use to express myself, who I am. You know, when I experience something in life, I get a new tattoo. It is now something that I'm like, for me, it's a matter of now using it as an expression, not as a, as a means of just art. Like after tattoo, if you want one day when I don't have the COVID-19 belly anymore, I will do a demonstration for you guys, and maybe I'll explain each and every tattoo that I have for you guys.
Okay. All right. Quincy, what's your take on tattoos, bro? What's your take on tattoos?
Tattoos. The reason why you're saying tattoos are like a cultural taboo is because I grew up also knowing my mom was very strict on it. I'm the firstborn in my family, so you can't be seen out to and then because I'm a magnetic star to myself, but also can wash it up at the end, man. So we came to that whole point where it was a taboo. So now we couldn't even go and say, since younger style and boy, there's those magnetic star, and then my tattoos also associate with ne kind of witchcraft or demonic vibes that guys what tattoo body then how dramatic
honestly
so because of that vibe
he's itching.
He's itching. So because of that vibe, Chris, a lot of people have found themselves not to like tattoos, right? But I then evolved as a person and I got into art as a profession, right? And I started to appreciate, there's a guy that had a tattoo of Vanavake Maziso Kazuake Maziso firstborn, secondborn, thirdborn, Aka Aripar Woko, right? And then when you think about it, it's so stupid, right? But Maziso tell a lot about a person. So when you actually see Maziso Acho, I could explain it as a story. There's a story behind why people have these tattoos, right?
Yeah.
I want to have one now because I'm a lion. The tattoo I'm going to have is a lion. So because of that reason, that's why I want to do it. So I put on or whatever. Of course,
yeah. But and of course, my misconceptions as well about tattoos is that one, there's that whole demonic thing and what, and also there's a certain type of character or person that has been given that persona. Tattoo. Usually it's a rebel, that's what we grew up being told. It's bad. People who think tattoos are bad people. That's kind of what we were told growing up.
Do you know, I was so scared when I started getting tattoos of my mom. Now, with that, guys, don't laugh. This is a true story. You can verify this with my family.
We're probably gonna laugh, fam.
I think on my arms, I don't know if you can see, but on my arms, I started getting stuff on my arms. I was so scared of my mom. I spent about, I think, 12 years, and she never saw this part of my body. Like I'm a sweater. I was always in a sweater or a shirt. My outfits were all.
Why would she not why would she be so against it though? Well, your understanding of her not liking your tattoos, why would she be against it?
I thought she would be mad that why am I doing this? Why am I, again, let's go with it. It's the same thing. I was actually going to tell two stories about this. It's my tattoos are like I had this lady one day a t-shirt yangu because in my earlier 20s now. I had more tattoos at that point. I forgot this lady kept looking at my arms, she's looking at it, is everything okay? And the judgment what does it have to do with you? Guys, so my mom, but she's old church and stuff. So those which guys walk, look, we're going to pins on the Bible, something about the Bible and the vibe, So that's what I was scared of. But I'll tell you something, I've learned to realize it's okay. People will end up judging you anyway. So you might as well do what you want. Screw them, to be honest.
Yeah, there you go. All right, cool. And okay, so tattoos, we can skip on that. I'm just going to be going topic after topic so that we don't dwell on it for too long. All right, next one I want to get into is a bit, it wasn't there for us to make a rule about it. It's not something that our parents probably didn't talk about, and we will never talk to our parents about this one. But I want to get into the double header: pornography and masturbation.
You're somebody. You're somebody. You're somebody.
This one.
Is that the reason why you don't want to give us your questions before the show?
No.
Yes. Let's talk about it, gentlemen. Let's talk about it. Do you know why I'm asking about this one, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, pornography is everywhere right now. Like, even if you just click an advert on the internet, boom, you're seeing boobies, man. Like, it's everywhere, man, right? That's one. And two,
I don't know. Google, man, no shandanis or no one to cheat. Ukona wako na ma adverts, ma dating sites is.
All right, thank you, Mr. Google. Thank you, Mr. Google. Yeah, no, we have learned. So, guys, delete your browser history. Anyway, so my point is, it's something that I think the world has normalized. And even if you look at masturbation as a topic in itself, you're looking at doctors. Some doctors actually recommend it, for a lot of other things, for ladies, for gents, to relieve stress.
Masturbation. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor. I don't know, bro.
Not a doctor.
Not a doctor. But I'm just saying, like, it's something that it's not in the world over. It's something that people talk about a lot more now, and it's not frowned upon as much. But if you go home and you can't talk about this stuff with the namdara. In fact, anything sexually oriented, you can't talk about it at home with your parents. It's anything that's sexually charged is very taboo. So I don't know what you guys think about. But there's a lot of things. I don't know what you guys think about pornography and masturbation and how it's kind of taboo. It's not kind of. It's fully taboo in our culture to even talk about it, let alone to do it. I don't know, Kudzi. I'm just swapping between the two of you. And you've been quiet. You've been too quiet.
Pornography and masturbation, it exists, especially from adolescence stage. Ananzichima magazine, Chris, magazine.
Yeah. Chris should know this magazine.
My magazine, high school. Playboy, name
FHM.
Yes. There was another one.
I heard.
Different brands, like catering for young kids at that point. So it starts from that point of you being...
ETV, it's 12 midnight.
Yes. Yo, I'm done.
Oh, snap.
Yo, as we prepare for the midnight. Come on.
Oh, man.
Hey.
Yeah, Takakura is really very, very interesting.
So now imagine you're a young boy and you're now experiencing Chinjonzi, Ongologia,
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I need to explore this, right? At this point, you can't have sex. You're being told it's bad, but you're also human. Because ukatarisa, ukatarisa mskana wakuzieta mskana kanaka nyakashita ndeupi. Wakuziya kuti munanonzi ari attractive ndeupi, right? Saka it's a normal vibe, ja. Ngotarisa magazine was ngugati. Saka right now I'm dream boarding school and actually ndakambonzwa zvichitaurwa apa neapa actually anyway, and I think let me kind of explore that other side of me. I'm just being honest, guys. And people don't talk about this because it's an act yaunotaurirwega muroom mako, right? Pane vana vakawanda vakavhurirwa madhoo nevabereki vari pakati pekudaruka. I'm telling you, a lot of parents have caught their kids doing it.
This is true. I won't get into the specifics, but this is true. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
no, Chris. Yeah. Sorry,
Chris. Yeah.
Well, I think, first of all, guys, it was so bad that this whole pornography thing, the Woody, wafana vetu mageta akaenda DVD rake riri mukati aitora DVD it was so bad. Like one thing that I hated though is that of our parents never actually spoke to us about these things.
Yeah,
They never
exactly.
So the worst part of it all is that you had to learn it through those channels. Because as an adolescent, you're growing up, you're experiencing new feelings.
Yeah, you're curious. Yeah.
Whatever, every morning. You know what I mean? What's going on?
Yeah, why am I having these glorious mornings all the time? Hey.
And you feel better, you know what I mean? So I believe that it's something that our parents really slacked on, particularly our generation, whereby our parents never wanted to talk about these things. So we had to watch, learn. We had to watch.
So would you say that it's a taboo, or it's actually something that we should really be talking to? Like, none of us here are married, none of us have kids, but to our nieces and nephews, to our youngins, should we be talking about these things, these sexual things, sexually charged conversations with the young ones? Is it important, or should we just leave it as a taboo and say,
I really think our parents, like us as you know, becoming as we're growing, we should actually start having these conversations with our kids. It's going to reduce the teenage pregnancies. It's going to reduce, you know, all these STDs, these illnesses that will happen. Because the sooner you start having that conversation with your niece, your nephew, your child, I believe that the more educated they will be. And then they won't be going out to experiment for themselves because they already know what to expect. But then I wouldn't say do it in a way you would, don't do it. Don't do that, because he's gonna try it because he wants to see if he will really die. You know what I mean?
Jeez, hey, bro. For me, it was the opposite, but I'm staying clear from that, bro. I was scared.
But you see, sometimes, but when you danger, somebody why, bro? Why?
Watch it better and you don't die. Then you're like, aha.
But it shouldn't do it like that.
Yes. Yeah, no, I get that.
So now, I mean, I agree with Chris. So we need to have this education with our nephews and Vanawe Kumavedu and stuff. And Nyapanavedu, actually, I have this conversation with my brother. And we're so comfortable about talking about it. Yeah.
They need to do sex education more.
Yeah.
We actually don't really have sex education in Zim, do we? As in, it's not part of any curriculum or anything, right? It's not there. Yeah, I think that's something. We don't have sex ed in Zim. I think it's important that we talk about these things with our youthies. It's very important.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think we can go on to the very hard topic. I'm sure we can edit that out.
As in, are we allowing our young kids now to say it's okay to do it? Is it okay, like, is it okay to do it, or to put out on me, which is with prostate kids? Because I think even though anyway, right? So Twitter say, man, what go ahead and Pamela, and
I think, okay, if my opinion on that one is, first you need to just start off by having the conversation. I think that's the beginning of it all. If we have the conversations with our kids and our nieces and nephews and everything, it creates an environment where anything that's sexual is not taboo, because it's now everywhere. You can't run away from the topic anymore. So you need to first address it, and then while you're addressing it, I think we just have to, as parents and guardians and uncles, we probably need to be a lot more knowledgeable about the implications of masturbation. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, it's good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, but if you don't know how you're going to have that conversation, Yeah. So only when you educate yourself first, okay, fine, this is what I feel. Not, of course, there's the religious aspect, there's the moral aspect of it. You can throw that in there, but morality and religion is an individual choice at the end of the day. So they're going to make their own decisions on that. But the essence of the pros and cons, if it's written, most of the time it's black and white. So those are things we need to educate ourselves on, and then we can impart that knowledge onto our youngins so that it makes sense for them as well, and they can make their own decisions going forward.
I applaud you, sir. In short and in very simple terms, is go ahead have a conversation, and let
Okay.
man. That's what my sister.
Yeah, go ahead, son. You know, choke that chicken.
Spread the love. Spread the love.
You soldier boy up in here. Oh, Superman. All right. Okay, so that would be my advice. Look, I've got 6 nieces and nephews, so I'm a very involved uncle. So I'm definitely going to have these conversations with my older nieces and nephews. Definitely. But yeah, now can I go? Can I do the things? Can I?
Sure, bro.
All right. So this one is a big one because globally it's a movement, right? LBGT is a real thing, but if you're looking at it as if you're looking at LBGT from a Zimbabwean context, there's no such thing. Right? As a Zimbabwean, you're looking at a situation where by law homosexuality is against the law, you know. So I don't want to burden you guys with the legal aspect of it. I'm just gonna pick your brain on certain things, certain stereotypes, and certain things that are linked to homosexuality, instead of trying to get into the nitty-gritties of its legal implications in our homeland, in our country. So let's first question I have for you guys is it's just, these are questions for me because I need to understand as well, and maybe you guys, because of your exposure, can help me out. Why first question, why are men more comfortable with a female being gay than a male being gay? Why are men more comfortable and we don't treat it like it's the same thing? It's like if 2 girls are kissing, it's like But if two dudes are kissing, it's like, hey, you stop it. What's going on?
No problem. We have this fantasy of saying we want to have threesomes from our youngest age. So the moment you see 2 girls kissing, you're thinking, But yeah, I think that's how it is generally. Like on a more serious note, I think it's something that got imprinted in our brain. Coming back from the initial question you asked us about porn, where we were watching so much porn, and it became a thing where we saw it so much. You look at that and you're seeing like threesomes happening all the time. So it became a fantasy where you're like, oh, now you see 2 girls kissing, like, okay, that's nice. But man, just what I do, and I do my gang, but
balance me.
I'm a very visual person, so I'm a very visual person.
I apologize.
I apologize on behalf of Koji, guys.
I'm a very visual person. I have nothing against homosexuals. Don't get me wrong. When I started, definitely I had, because I was at a boys' school with Koji. I'm going to the room shower. Then you have to watch your back, bro. It was gonna be something. It's like now look at it from this point. So I've now evolved as a person. I've traveled around the world somehow. I've met and worked with a lot of homosexuals. Very good people. They're just doing their thing, right? But picturing them still, let's come back to that. I'm okay with whoever, transgender, homosexual, but because Jonas GT Gamandi is another thing. So it's not good. Like, it's not a good sign. To me, right? Although it's allowed, just like how it can be also gross for someone to see murume nemskanacho kisana. That's just how gross it is for me.
PDA for some people is just like
But of course, you see, women, they're different species, bro. Like, you see, even
you see the way he's like, but women.
Yeah, the varume vakagadzirwa naMwari after lunch akaguta unozoti akanyatso akagutsikana kuti ndozvandakaita. So they get away with a lot of things that we can do with. We can see, we can watch, and we can be like, I shouldn't miss you, but hey, guys,
yeah, they just have softer skin. Yeah.
But I mean, is it good? I mean, it's all about preference, guys.
Yeah. Okay. but before getting to that one, like I've got another question on homosexuality. This is again balance me. When you're looking at a gay person, especially I'm gonna speak on a gay man. In fact, both sides, gay man and a gay woman. You're looking at a situation where I don't understand why a gay man has to be extra, like, oh, I don't get that. And I don't understand why a gay girl has to be more boyish. Is there a reason why it's like that? Can't you just be like a normal dude like me and just be gay?
Man, we're always getting the hard questions today. I think this is just not fair what's happening here. I feel like you're just giving me the hard stuff and then because he's getting the easy stuff, I get the hard stuff. It's not fair.
Because that is stress.
Stop it.
Because that is stress. I got what's you.
But I would want you. I'm there. What are chocolate? Opinion, yo, as long as you can go to disclaimer, you don't go.
Then both.
I got disclaimer. I got to
yeah.
Disclaimer wise, I would say, look, honestly, the word I think you would use for the guy who's extra with the hands and all that stuff, I don't know how they flap their hands around, but I would say they're just being eccentric and want to actually be noticed as they are there, right? I don't think it's for me, it's just like I'm in line with Kudzie as well. Man, it's your preference. You can do whatever you want, man. It's your life at the end of the day. It's not mine. I don't judge. You do what you do, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like that whole and I would dress like a man, talk like a man. I'm not a doctor. Again, I'm not a doctor. But isn't that something that involves hormones as well?
Possibly.
My hormones, I get they're more of the male hormones. So obviously everything, the way she thinks, the way she acts, is more on the male side, and the guy has got more female hormones. So he's gonna act like, okay. Let me paint a picture. There's it's I would say it's difficult, right, to be in that situation. I'm not gonna paint the picture. And I think I got two, by the way. But yeah, I think it's
visualize though.
I don't want to talk about it. So that's what I think. I think it's a combination of hormones and also a combination of wanting to be actually noticed. I'm actually gay, because otherwise, who's gonna know or something like that? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like nobody's gonna know. So obviously, I would say when I cheat, my actions out, right? So that's what I think. Honestly, I don't know.
My opinion.
I don't know. This is my opinion.
All right, cool. Good.
So of course, my younger days, I thought it was very dramatic. Mm-hmm. Very dramatic, out of this world. Like, it's kind of gonna have that or Bomira. So I did not understand them, right? Because I was not around them, right?
Yeah.
I started making friends, and at the first point, it was very uncomfortable. Like, it was very uncomfortable. That's how when I interact, and then I had a conversation with this guy one day. Nothing to do with homosexuality, just normal issues. That bro, just going through normal issues, like how we're going normal issues, like going through normal issues. And he never hit on me, right? He's just going about his life. He's doing his thing. Actually, he's actually being funny with the way he's being dramatic, right? So I'm like, so I started like understanding their point of view. Like, guys, it's very hard actually for you to come out and tell people that you have a problem as a man. But think about coming out and telling people that you are actually not a man. You are female inside. Do you not think that takes a lot? So
definitely.
That whole thing, they're fighting with themselves, I'm sure, at some point, because from a younger age, it's a taboo, bro.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. From a younger age, a lot of them actually know, but a lot of them cannot really act like that. Last show, my little toys of when I attended in primary school. But a lot of people came out in their adult life. Some of them were even married, and they realized that and I can't really keep on telling people that I'm not. This is what I'm feeling, and I'm just gonna let it go.
This is who I am. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they came out. So when it comes to whatever they're doing, it's personality type now. I've met gay people that are dramatic, and some of them you would never know, bro, that they're gay.
Yeah.
Would never know.
Chris, you've got a question?
Yes, I have a question.
He's got a question.
He mentioned something that he had a conversation with one guy, and he didn't even hit on Kudzi. So my question is actually more or less like this: is it a fear as the Zimbabwean community or Zimbabwean men? Because I'm gonna direct this to the men. Kuti tinenge tichifunga kuti that person arada kukunyenga, right? Is that where our fear comes from? Because I honestly don't think with all these guys, when they look at us, they say, I want him every single time. No, I don't think that's how they think. I don't think so. Yeah. I think I don't know preferences. I want a life. I want another weiter.
I want so good. I
was talking about tap yangu.
So my question is that where our taboo came from the sense that we did not cases with the or with the I don't know.
Yeah, Kudzi, go ahead. I'm facilitating. I shall not answer any questions. Thank you very much. I'll answer the questions I choose.
I think it comes from both ends, right? It comes from our own traditional people saying, Murumano Kazi and the So just the mere fact of, that's why our GM was like, Mukacha so but you know what I mean? Because Vanga belief it's not possible, guys. So it didn't make sense. So with time now, we're now seeing my LGBT communities. We're now having to see these are very strong people. So absorbing gay and I'm not coming out. That's a very strong person. Don't take that person lightly. Like I was saying, there are a lot of people right now that are actually scared to come out of the closet, and they're married, bro.
Yeah,
they're married. Wow. Zimbabwe, we're not talking about anywhere else. Zimbabwe, Medu.
Yeah,
there are a lot of people that cannot come out of the closet because that stigma, I take blame. At some point, I was very homophobic. And I apologize to everyone that I was ever homophobic to. You know what I mean? Because it's not their fault, guys. And we cannot even debate about it at some point.
Yeah.
We can't. Because we don't know how they feel, right? We don't. When we can never understand. But of course, there's a social gathering. But it's not. Is it right?
Yeah. I think just to add on to what Kudzi is saying, I would definitely say that, as a society, it became something that we started shunning on so much. But then, for me, when I was traveling all over, I ended up experiencing these things, and I get to meet some of these guys and everything. And you realize once you have a conversation with them, they're just like you and me talking at the same time. Yeah. They will never make a pass at you. Because how do you feel about it? Because normally, and the worst part is what makes it bad is that you can sense that they're also uncomfortable to an extent. And then you're uncomfortable, if you're going to show it unknowingly, subconsciously, you will show that you're uncomfortable. You will utter the same thing. So at the end of the day, but then believe me, I'll tell you, I know I've got a couple of people I know who are actually in that area who are homosexuals, but I will tell you they're actually some of my great friends actually. Yeah. Type of vibe, But I think it's also the exposure that we have here than Kuzim.
Yeah, I think also just to add to that on in my experiences as well. I think it's if we come back to it, how I've always kind of told myself how to approach the context, the whole idea of homosexuality is that you can have your opinion on. Let's say, take me as, for instance, maybe I'm married and I'm a swinger, right? Me and my wife, we go and we have swing parties. That's our sexual preference. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want. That's my decision of what I want to do with my life, right? So in the same sense, if I do that in my spare time and that's what I do, you may have an opinion on swinging. You may have an opinion on what I do, but that doesn't change who I am. You know, it doesn't change who I am as a person, and it shouldn't be something that you should judge me as a person.
What is swinging? We want to understand that.
Swingers.
A lot of people
Oh, you guys don't know what swingers are?
I don't know.
Swingers
I don't know. I have an idea,
shit.
and I don't want to be a dirty man about this one.
Oh, I'm just saying swingers is like,
to us.
I'm in a couple, me and my wife are married, and we meet up with other couples that are also swingers, and we just like, it's like a freaking big ass orgy.
Yeah,
it's a big ass orgy between people who are married. Like that's my preference. Those are true. Those are true. It's my preference. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. So I actually have a question. I'm leading up to a question on specifically, right? That's my sexual preference. That's what I want to do, right? You can't judge me for it. I am still a person. I'm still a normal person. But you can't judge me on my sexual preferences and my decisions that I do for my life, right? That's cool. Yeah. But now, as a society, because earlier I spoke about a social contract, right? As a society, there's a social contract that has been signed. The constitution is there. The laws are there. This is what we've generally agreed as a people. This is what we run with, and this is what we agree with and disagree with, right? At what point do we move from, because specifically with homosexuality, at what point do we move from, as a society, tolerating it that it's there? Do you get what I'm saying? It's there, and there are gay people. There are people who have chosen, who are gay and who have chosen that lifestyle, and who that's them, right? At what point do we go from tolerating it to completely accepting it and changing our laws to accommodate that? At what point do we get to that point? And where to cross the line? This is our gun. Where do we morality?
We shouldn't even come to a point of tolerating it. What is tolerating it, right?
Yeah,
we need to come to a point where we accept each other as we are. I like the way you say tolerating it, because that's what we do.
That's what we do. Tolerate
right?
It. Yeah.
That's what we actually call it. We're actually saying, yeah, we are tolerating it. We know it's happening. But why can't we come to a point now where we say we are going to accept each other as we are? Because when it comes to homosexuals, they're bisexuals too. You know,
yeah.
To explore life.
I used to be bisexual chatting that. Kune LBGTTIFGLMNOP. It's a whole.
There's also another one.
We now don't know what ongoloji means, man. We have no idea.
Ongoloji is a term for something that you cannot actually say. It's like you can use ongoloji for anything.
Okay.
So basically,
just like
ongoloji is like saying T when people curse, right?
Yeah.
When you say ongoloji, okay, now we know.
Cool. Thanks. That wasn't so hard to explain.
Exactly.
Okay. Chris, what do you think about that?
So.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Chris, you're still going. Sorry.
Yeah, because
when it then comes to vaya vanochinja kuita murume kana kutochinja completely kuita mukadzi and stuff, bro, that's a whole different vibe, bro. That's a whole different vibe. And that one guy, and even when I'm dance, you find out later. Yeah, if you want something to kill, I'm on the man. I don't know I'm that. So now as a country we have to come to just accept each other, because there are either way, right? Uchaita say but mangwana mwana wako iwewe, right? Okay, I'm not going to talk about, I don't want to talk about it like that, but let's say hypothetically speaking, urimwe murume apa wapedza udautanga muri yako mwana wako watanga atonyazosvika 13 14 ouya kwauri okuti you'll be lucky futi akauya kwauri at that stage okuti did I think I'm like ndiri homosexual,
Mm-hmm. If I can answer it in how I would see it, I think this is probably from what we probably need to teach our kids again as we're growing up, is to look at a person as a person, not to look at a person as what they've chosen to do or be. Like, I can give a radical example. Let's take Munanoba. And Munanoba, how many times have you heard in our culture Munachiti Mbava Asimuno? And mbava ndinouraya because mbava haisi munhu. Do you get what I'm saying? Ikapinda mumba mangu ndinouraya because mbava haisi munhu. Do you get what I'm saying? So in that sense, that's the type of radical nature that we probably need to wean out of our culture, where you're looking at a situation where munu abba, yes, abba, it's a bad thing that they've done. So even if you agree or disagree with someone's preferences, someone's ideologies, or whatever the case may be, you have to look at it as this is a human being, and first of all, munu, right? Then when you get to that point of appreciating a person as a person, because of what they do, what they choose to do and everything, that mutual respect and love that you can give across to someone it won't matter whether they're gay, whether they're straight, whether they're a thief, whether they're blind, whether they're in a wheelchair, it doesn't matter. They're a person, right? And if you give that respect off initially, nothing else really matters. If I put it that way, you give and get the respect that you deserve, and you won't judge a person for what they do.
No, you won't.
Exactly. So that would be my answer to that. So yes, it's I don't know if unfortunate, fortunate, whatever the case may be, but I think people need to come to a point where we just accept people as people, and then we leave them to live their lives, because you're never going to live someone else's life.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be my take on that. In that case, mwana wangu ngauye anondiudza inini. That will never, using the same criteria, I will love my child till death do us come. I may not like or approve, but at the end of the day, it's their life. Like right now, if I have a choice,
your loins, what are you gonna do? That is the fruit of your loins. What are you gonna do to it?
There's nothing you can do. That's
exactly.
There's nothing,
exactly.
And there's no way you're going to beat homosexuality out of them. There's no way you're going to pray homosexuality out of them. That's what they are. That's what they've chosen, and that's what they're going to do. The least you can do is just love them as they are.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I have a question as well. Like in this regard, then I mean, I'm sure you can pick from the way we are answering your questions, but about this, is it because we're saying in the 21st century it's okay? And we're not back there in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or the 60s or whatever. Is it now just us accepting because we're in the 21st century and saying it's okay, be you? Or we're saying our society is still backward enough to not accept this? As like, this is literally your question. With Zimbabwe, do you think is the Zimbabwean society, do you think they will ever accept homosexuality in their community?
I don't know. I can take it, Kudzi, unless you want to say something. I can take it.
No, take it.
All right, cool. In my opinion, in my opinion, right? I think it's a catch-22, right? Where because of exposure and because at the end of the day, my episodes, right? So as a people, if we decide as a people that this is not for us, it's not for us.
You see, but I understand. People dramatize things, LGBT or whatever. People have a platform in the United States of America, and that platform we do not have. What's the difference between the United States and the Zimbabwe? They said their feelings. So it's not like United States yet. Zimbabwe even
exactly.
Saka, it's not kuti like of course they're now coming out slowly because they're actually practicing homosexuality outside Zimbabwe. They couldn't practice it in Zimbabwe, so now they can only practice it
outside. Yeah.
And because it's not for me, and a lot of people are actually getting papers because wakangosvika kune imwe like kunze kwenyika vakangwataura kuti ndiri ngocha ndobva kuzimbabwe nopuwa mapepa bra because kuzimbabwe vanozoti hazvibvumidzwe hazvibvumidzwe right
but
so
tikutaura the same thing kudzai
tikutaura the same thing saka ndikutaura kuti zvese zvinoitwa zviri dramatized zvina LGBT for us to actually know about it kuzimbabwe ngazviitwe futi ikoko because if those people vakangoenda vakanomacha one day muna first muyamuyamuyara
iwo hauzive zvinoitwa kumamachis here mudara havatomboina kana ke kuti
but this is not a political
vanorakashwa
no but it's like let's do it the whole legal route kuti ukada kuenda kunoita protest unoregister and whatever let's do it the legal way let's do it the legal way we don't want to protest and whatever we want to say isusu LGBT ivavo ivavo se-LGBT community ikati no isusu tida kuita kuti awareness inge yakadai so because guys our parents vamwe vacho even vari higher positions vana vavo they're actually homosexuals and we need to come to that point where tinonyatsozvibuditsa guys even the way they dramatize it kustates let's do it there too because there's no way we're going to know ukaenda una mbuya vangu ukavataura kuti kune ngucha anototaura kuti kudzai
nyaya yokutaura yatizivi
don't tell me usanimbopedzisa nyaya yokutaura saka we need to be educated more totozvida zviya
but in point yangu ndeyekuti I wasn't saying kuti it was going to be I wasn't gonna say dramatizing or whatever. My point was because it's accepted there, you can't expect someone to force us to accept it. It has to take its natural course. How it became a movement elsewhere is the same way it's going to take its natural course this end as well. Because there's no way that we're going to remain an island. But haungamanikidze izvezvi kuti government itongomuka yoti it's okay, everything is fine. There's no way because there's a lot of people who will fight it. It has to take its natural course.
I know, but I think what's a natural course in Africa? But there's no natural course in Africa, bro. We were in a natural course for 37 years under RGM, bro. There's no natural course, bro. You need to be radical with this thing, bro. Because every day, some girls evolve every day. The clock is ticking, bro. People are evolving every day, and people are coming up with these things, and people are living under whole depression. I can't even come out and tell people to do that. This is an issue that has to be addressed now, bro. This is an issue we have to address now. Let's address things that are actually affecting us psychologically. That's one of them.
But in Mvunzo Wangum now is that you're looking at a situation where this is more of sexual orientation, sexual preference, and this is just how people are. Does it need to be publicized? Do you need does the world need to know that you're gay? It's just like the world doesn't know if I'm heterosexual or I'm homosexual. It's my...
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I am not going out.
I want to go out and tell people that.
Then there's no point.
Then there's no point. But I'm going to have to voice it out because speak out because of that. That's why a lot of gay people right now, sorry to say gay, but homosexuals right now, they're coming out and saying, guys, we are people just like you. So I understand. Your question is like, Black Lives Matter. But all lives matter. No, I'm saying pay attention to Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean?
At this point,
I'm saying pay attention to the fact that, okay, cool, you have only preference, but you need to damurume. And understand that, adopt that, because Mangwana, you will just and you will do just and unokwanisa kuituka uri kure until yapinda mudeni mako then you understand now kuti chinhu chakamira sei. It's an issue that we have to deal with now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm reading. Chris, what are you thinking, bro?
Yeah.
You're thinking. You're moving. You're thinking.
No, I'm just like, yo, you guys are intense in this. I was like, this.
Yeah, I thought it was short.
Have a sip of tea or something like that. Just breathe, y'all. Just breathe. It's okay.
No, but I agree with Kuzi to an extent, but it's just maybe it's because I see it as a movement elsewhere, and the LGBT community has made great strides all over the world. But in Zim, because of who we are, like that's what I'm saying. Because of our laws and because of our ideologies as generalizing right here as a people, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And because of the fact that it will come across as something like that. We spoke about Madame Damanofeka, my African attire last week.
I'm saying Madame Daman.
In that same sense. In that same sense, it comes across. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It comes across. So at what point do you then put the line? All right, let's now deal with it because it's an actual thing here. If no one radicalizes the way you're talking about it, then it's going to remain a secret and no one is going to address it.
Haven't in Zimbabwe, don't they have that LGBTQ EFG community or something?
Yeah, no, it's there, but it's not like an official.
You see, it's my NGO and stuff, and stuff. But we need to get to a point where, I don't know, it'll take us far to get our fathers to actually sit down and put the economy aside. Anyway, they're not doing anything with the economy, so
Not
they're
just our fathers. In our generation need to actually have this mindset as well.
Yeah.
Generation right now. We need this thing. Yeah, but we need it to be done tomorrow, right? So it's also we need to have something in place to acknowledge that we have these people. We have evolved as people. We have evolved in that.
So we need to address that.
We have changed on the human rights. Takadita guys because Zimbabwe rough guys. Changed on the human rights. Kana muchinya so uphold the human rights evanhu. Vanya so respect nema preference our sexuality yavo nezvinhu bit. Atidi kuzoti hanze because tiri culture guys tinotanga kuti tipfeka masuti anotyisa anodhura totanga kuti hanze pachivanhu chedu guys wopfeka bwanzi perfume yakatengwa nanhingi yakabva kuFrance, Italy, whatever what pachivanhu chedu tofana kudzokera bullshit guys. Bullshit. Ngatirespecte vanhu guys.
Yeah, of course.
Proper
to the test. All right, saka guy ndakumboisa paside. Ndakuenda into the last thing. The last question that I have for you guys is on this one is a bit ameno in a kamtaure. It's accepted but not really accepted, type of vibe. I hope it won't take us too long, but it's a short one. I want to talk about incest. That's also another cultural taboo. But I'm going to touch on it. I've got one question for you guys. Nyaya yeku tenga mombe white, is that a matter of accepting incest as a possibility? Kana kuti what's nyaya yekutenga mombe cheka ukama? So is that accepting incest, or incest is completely off the table in our culture?
I think maybe first of all we need to define what incest is exactly.
Incest, by definition, incest is literally just sexual relations with a relative. Period. That's it.
Sexual relative, right?
Relative.
So Mumbai white, I put it about Mumbai white, and put it when you're marrying Muna same mutuko wako.
Chero ama.
Yes,
well, let's say Matu, you're too far gone and you can't let go of this relationship, but you are related. You are related.
Guys, personally, look, this is my opinion. I find it very wrong to be in a relationship with your relative. First of all, I'm not even gonna this is my opinion, and I'm not gonna bullshit about straight up. I think it's very yes. Do what you do, we don't judge, but that is wrong. Come on, guys. Come on.
But pane mombe white mdara. Pane mombe.
Yecheko kama. Why gabagazunzi pane mombe white? Because akatoona kuti
batira ichocho. Kakauche kedu katudokuramba takabatira tichiti tobvisa mombe white kuti munhu arare nehanzvadzi yake. Come on, guys.
No. This is what I want to hear from you guys, Chris.
Oh no.
This is what I want to hear. Kudzi, what do you
I
think? What do you think?
Madara edu anga akangwara. Madara edu.
No, but before you go that far, guy, you notice guy, in other cultures, guy, in fact, Kwakawanda, this is why I was asking about the morality line. Where do you draw the line on morality? Because there's people who are marrying their dogs. There are people, the twins who are in relationships. Just Google it. Marrying objects, marrying dogs, this is my decision, this is my partner. There's a lot of things that's going on around there. Google. Also Google. Google. I didn't let research him down. Let research Jericho. So if that's happening, then what's Mumbai white incest? What do you say? I read a story somewhere where I think a kid married his mom. You're like, what?
Stepmom and son.
But yeah, so that's my question. What do you think about Nyaye Mombe Cheka Okama? This is now almost like an inverse on social. So it's accepted, but I feel it should be a taboo in my opinion. But Pani Nyaye Kuti, you can just bring a white cow and Macheka Okama, therefore you can be married. What do you think about that?
I don't even understand the logic in that. But you see, I think I don't know, man, because I think it depends how close you are with the person. Make a sense or but zvikanzi pane cousin yangu yandisingazive yekuti maybe she's a cousin yokuda ameno andimbomuzive. We end up meeting and I don't even know, right? And maybe this person akatokura outside ramai vake and atoziva side ramandoro, and then we're that close, and then we realize tiri mhuri. I think we'll then get to the point where we have that discussion. Guys,
but at that point, that doesn't stop that person from being your relative. So technically, that's still incest.
Yeah, but it's okay, it's incest. Look, instead, you see, and you have to come up to a resolution at the end of the day. Why is it? And because it was Mumbai white. Mumbai white
last week in one touch.
I mean, so I mean, it then becomes very complicated. But right now, in this day and age, because
but guys, in question still remains. Like, sexual preference and those are then what's the problem? What's the problem? That's what I'm asking. Where do you draw the line? In the Exactly. Where do you draw the line, bro? That's my actual question. Where do we draw the line? It's my decision, and it's not like in Trukumanikidza. Trukudanana.
I think you get him with zero or one a show.
You what? Alright, boy, guys, y'all need to help us out on this one. So, our moral compass right now for the people, guys, we don't know what to say on this one. So, can you please help us out in the comment section? Okay, so we have to be fighting for these rights, but my rights, my cousins are just my fighter for. I don't know. It's a conversation, guys. Let us know what you guys think. And I won't even ask another question because in the Topira pen. So this is where I'm
Atapera, guys. Nini na umbo wati mungu ndirekizo. Ndisi
Tapera
nukuleyo.
pen.
Ndibude.
All right, so that's it for us, guys, for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and please keep your comments coming. Thank you so much for the feedback, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate it. But from us, the brothers, we out.
It is what it is.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate it. We still want your feedback. Put your comment below. Inbox us. And hey guys, Tatenda, please continue to like our page on Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and also follow us on Instagram. See you guys next week. Same time, same place. Dino and you, Mike.